מ' עמוד א', אמר רב. If somebody says, Baruch atah shekom melech haolam, hamoitzi lechem min haaretz, he sliced the bread, and before he ate himself the first piece, איתו somebody else, קח דברך, אחי. אחי, זה לא יפה, אי אפשר, you're not supposed to speak between the beracha to the actual eating. So is that considered as an הפסק or not? That's our following topic. אמר רב, תול ברוך, קח דברך, תול ברוך, קח דברך, if you said to somebody else before you ate, אינו צריך לברך, he doesn't need to say ברכה שוב. Why? Even though if somebody had conversation between the bracha to the actual maaseh, the actual act, you need to say bracha again. Here, it's related to the bracha. Since it's related to the bracha, you tell him kach dvarech, it's part of the concept of the bracha. So even though there was an hefsek between the bracha to achila, you don't need to say bracha again. אבל אם אמר לו, אחי, קח את המפתח של האוטו, לא בשבת. I mean, if he said, take the key of the car, that's for sure an hefsek, and you need to say bracha again. הווה לפתן, צריך לברך. But if he says, bring some hummus, לפתן, it's something to dip with, צריך לברך, he needs to say ברכה again. That's considered as an הפסק according to Rav. ורבי יוחנן אמר, אפילו הביאו מלח, skipped, הווה מלח, הווה לפתן, צריך לברך. הלו, תביא מלח, bring me salt, give me some hummus, צריך לברך. ורבי יוחנן אמר, אפילו הביאו מלח, הביאו לפתן, bring מלח, bring טחינה, נעמי, אין צריך לברך, because it's all related to dip the bread in it. Gavi letore, that's interesting. Gavi letore, give, put they used to have special food for the ox. It's called mursan. Certain type of, I think, wheat or barley.
It's barley,
I'm not sure,
no.
barley.
Yeah.
They used to soak it in water while they serve it to the ox. So he said a bracha, Baruch atah shekom melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. He said, bוא אביא למורסן. Give the food to...
Stand relish.
Huh?
Relish.
Relish?
Magid. That's
Okay.
disgusting.
No, that's for רחי, for פרות, it's fine.
כי יש חיוב להאכיל את החיות לפני
Since,
שאנחנו אוכלים.
right. Since we have, so if he said give it to the cows, give them food,
No,
even
פתן.
though...
פתן זה לא.
לפתן זה בעליש? לא נראה לי, לא.
ככה זה.
כן, מעניין. אוקיי. So גבי לתוריה, give food to the ox, צריך לברך. Over there he needs to say ברכה, because it's not related. ורב ששת אמר, אפילו גבי לתורי נעמי, אינו צריך לברך. Even if you say feed the animals, give them food, you don't need to say ברכה. למה? דאמר רבי דאמר רב, אסור לאדם לאכול, לא, אסור לאדם לאכול, קודם שייתן מאכל לבהמתו. You're not allowed to eat before you let the animal eat. שנאמר, ונתתי עשב ושדך לבהמתך, ואכלת והדר, and then ואכלת ושבעת. Therefore you gotta feed the animal, then you feed. Therefore, if you said ברכה and you forgot to feed the animal, it's part of the bracha. I have to share with you something. I heard a guy who asked a question. He said, when are we saying Dvar Torah on Shabbat usually? When he said Dvar Torah on the table? After the meat, נכון?
Yeah.
So he says, שלושה שאכלו על שולחן אחד ואמרו עליו דברי תורה. People, 3 who ate on one table, they said דברי תורה, כאילו אכלו משולחנו של מקום. On the table of Hashem. If they didn't say דברי תורה, כאילו הפכו מזבחי מתים, from offering of dead people. So the shaila is, when are we saying the דברי תורה? After the meat, נכון? אחרי הבשר. So that comes out. Up to the meat is זבחי מתים. From the meat and on is משולחנו של מקום. Why don't we say the דברי תורה at the beginning of the meat? At the beginning of the meat, then you cover everything. פשוט ככה, המקובלים אומרים, what is the real food of the אדם? What's your real food? The Torah, נכון? What we're eating is the nefesh בהמי, the animal soul within us needed, right? ונתת לי בהמתך, ואכלת ושבעת. First you feed the animal, and then you feed the...
נשמה.
the נשומה. קראתי לפני שבועיים? אליגר, שמעתי את זה לפני 25 שנה, לא, יותר, 25 שנה, מאיזה יהודי, ועשה לי טוב על הלב. עומר רובת, בר שמואל, משום רבי חייא. אין הבוצע רשאי לבצוע, you're not allowed to slice the bread, עד שיביאו מלח לפני או לפתן לפני כל אחד ואחד. So before you do ברכה, everybody in the table needs to have salt or a dip, or relish or a dip before you say the bracha. However, Rabbi Bar Shmuel, the same guy who gave that halacha, ikla lebei resh galuta. He came to the house of the ex-galerk.
What?
Ex-galerk. Resh galuta was the head of the gula. He was the one who in charge.
מה אמרת רבי?
Ex-galerk. that's what it's called. אמר לה,
I love it.
so אפיקולי Rivka, they brought him out some bread. And since he was Chashuv Rabbi, he came to the escalor, everybody was excited. And they brought him bread. Ubata lehedya, and he sliced it right away without waiting that everybody at the table will have salt or a dip.
זה מלך.
Adar, Amrul, they told him, Adar Mar Mishmaite, did you went back from your ruling? Meaning, what's going on, Achi? You said it's supposed to have, everybody said needs to have salt or a dip. Amar leulei din tzarich bashesh. This one, you don't need to wait for it. Why? Because this halacha, that you need to have salt or dip, refer to their regular people bread at their time that was not quality bread. So you need something to dip it, bli melech, you can't eat it. But the Resh Galuta, the escaler, was the one in charge of all of the Gola. It was like the Choshuv guy with money. By them, they have good quality bread. When you have quality bread, you don't need to have in front of everybody. So the reason we're putting today melech is for the Koko Bancha Mizbeach, not from the din itself to make it edible.
So it changed over time.
Yes, that's changed, yeah. That's why also if you don't have melech, you're allowed to say bracha on it. You dip the bread on the bread, you know, touch the bread on the bread. I'm tchina kol sheken. Ba'amar Rov בר שמואל משום רבי חייא. סל רב בר שמואל דנו רבי חייא, אין מרגליים קלים, אלא בישיבה. When man is urinating, the urine doesn't leave the body completely, only if the person is sitting. Because when a person is standing, he's concerned is not going to splash it to the wrong areas. Amar Rav Kahane, ube'afar tichoach. However, this is when, if the person is urinating into the ground and sinks is not splashing, and if he's standing, he's concerned about himself, so it's better for him to be seated.
You sit on the ground.
However, no, sit on the but ube'afar tichoach on soft dirt, that if somebody runs into it, it's absorbed into it and doesn't splash back. Afilu ba'amida, even if he's standing, it's still okay. Everything will come out because you have no concern while you're doing it. Ve'ilei ka'afar tichoach, if you don't have a soft sand, ya'amod b'makom gavoa וישתין למקום מדרון. Stand on that place.
Get on a cliff and just
and make sure nobody on the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
ואומר רבי בר שמואל משמד רב חייא. אחר כל אכילתך, after everything you eat, אכול מלח, make sure you have salt. ואחר כל שתייתך, everything you drink, שתה
What's up with that, Rabbi?
מים.
Where does this come into place? You're talking Hamotzi?
Very
Urinating
good, very
Hamotzi.
excellent. We're talking about, since we quote things, אמר רבא בר שמואל, it's not a common amora that we quote in the Gemara. So we quote few more things by his name. So the first one was, you need to have salt in front of everybody. The second one about the urine. And the third one now, other things that he said. אחר כל אכילתך, after everything you eat, אכול מלח, you should eat salt. אחר כל שתייתך, everything you drink, שתה מים, you should drink water. ואי אתה ניזוק. You're not going to get hurt, your health will be good. תנן המייחי, we said also the same thing. In the Braita, what he said in the Braita, אחר כל אכילתך, אכול מלח, after everything you eat, you should eat salt. אחר כל שתייתך, everything you drink, you should drink water. ואי אתה ניזוק, you're not going to be damaged. תנן מאידך, we said also the same thing. אכל כל מאכל ולא אכל מלח, if you ate everything you didn't have salt, שתה כל משקים ולא שתה מים, we drank all of the type of drink but not water, ביום ידאג מן ריח הפה, during the day you should be careful from bad smell from his mouth, which indicates that something is wrong inside, ובלילה ידאג מפני אסקרה, אסקרה it's a certain stomach sicknesses that people had, and if you don't preserve yourself and take care of yourself, you should be worried for it. תונו רבונון, המקפח אכילתו במים, somebody who soaked is eating with water, אינו בא לידי חולי מעיים, he's not going to come to the sickness of his stomach. וכמה, how much water you should drink? אמר רב חיסדא, קיטון לפת, 1 pitcher per bread. I don't know the measurements by us, but obviously do not overdose. Anything extreme, it's not good. I see my father drinking coke, I'm like, אבא, אומרים שזה לא בריא. הוא אומר לי, כל דבר קצת זה בסדר, אבל לא בסדר. אמר רבי יוחנן, הרגיל בעדשים, everybody like, קוק אסור, it's אינסולין, אחי, איזי, תהנה, too much, no good. הרגיל בעדשים, כולם עייפים מהסיפור הזה. אמר רבי יוחנן, הרגיל בעדשים, אחת ל-30 יום, one drink, ואתה עוד לא פה הרבה. הרגיל והעדשים, אחת ל-30 יום, once every 30 days, if he eats a pea soup, lenten soup, מונע אזכרה מתוך ביתו. He will take away אזכרה, the sickness from his house. אבל כל יום מה לא. Every day because he's healthy, don't do too much. מה איתם? משום זה קשה לריח הפה. It's bad for that smell. One of my brothers, he heard that it's good to drink water in the morning. אחי, כל בוקר היה שותה איזה, too much, few gallons. He got weak and he had הרעלת מים. You know what's הרעלת?
Water poison.
Water poison. Because we drink so much water
It's not good at
that
all.
his water became, his
His cells became bloated.
Yeah. So
it's
everything
no
gotta be
good.
normal, אחי, אל תהיה.
That's hilarious.
It's no
I mean,
good.
not hilarious.
I almost get
כן,
It's like
היית
imagine.
כל היום שותה מים.
יש לך מים.
ואמר רב מרי, אמר רבי יוחנן, הרגיל בחרדל, one is just as a mustard, without the hot dogs, אחת ל-30 יום, once every 30 days, מונע חלאים בתוך ביתו, he takes sickness out of his house, אבל כל יום, every day, לא, מה איתה, משום דקדשה לחולשה דליבה, it's going to make weakness in the heart. אמר רב חייא ברש"י, אמר רב, הרגיל בדגים קטנים, somebody used to small fish, נראה לי סרדינים, אינו בא לידי חולי מעיים, זה going to come sickness in his stomach, ולא עוד, אלא שדגים קטנים, small fishes, מפרין ומרבין ומברין כל גופו של אדם, they will multiply and makes it bigger and make you enhance your body.
You know how they say you can't eat a whole animal like a juke because it's like eating the whole thing? How can you eat a sardine?
No, only if it's not kosher, but if it's kosher, it's okay.
Yeah, you can eat the whole thing?
כן, enjoy, אחי.
Grasshopper.
אמר,
Wow.
עם העיניים שלו.
Grasshopper's pretty good though. Chocolate covered
but without the
grasshoppers.
glasses. אמר רב חמא ברב חנינא.
Harry Potter was.
אמר רב חמא ברב חנינא, רגיל בקצח.
Covered in chocolate.
אללה, אני לא זוכר מה זה קצח. קצח.
קץ החדש באחר.
קצח, שמים את זה נראה לי בזה, ב-everything, all of the jukim they put on top of the bread. אחד מהם זה קצח.
Black cumin.
נכון.
כן? black cumin?
Black cumin.
Black cumin.
cumin, כן.
Cumin.
Cumin.
black cumin, זה כזה שחור כזה. אינו בא לידי כאב הלב, he's not going to come to have any heart pains. מייטיב רב שמעון גמליאל אומר, קצח, it's not good, אחד מ-60 מסימני המוות, it's one of the 60 of the signs of death. וישן למזרח גורנו, anybody who's sitting on the east of the field of קצח, דמו בראשו, it's not going to die. You see, it's not good. The Gemara says, look, Ashi, berachot, the smell is not good, but בטעמו, the flavor, it's good for the body. אם דרב ירמיה, the mother of ירמיה, אף יעלה, she baked for him, ריפתה bread with קצח, ומדבקה לי, and she used to
poppy seeds,
put קצח around the bread, אבל הוא מקלפה לי, she peeled it off, you shouldn't have the smell, you should only taste it. He's like, אמא, לא טעים, עזבי אותי. אוקיי, אז עד כאן זה קצר. רבי יהודה אומר, רואים באק, דברכה און קטניות, תסבורה מיני דשאים. אמר רב זרע ויתמר רב חנינא בר פפא, אין הלכה כרבי יהודה. הלכה יש רבי יהודה. ואומר רב זרע ויתמר רב חנינא בר פפא, מה איתם את רבי יהודה? ואז רבי זרע רב יהודה, אמר קרא, ברוך השם, יום. השם יבלס every day, וכי ביום מברכים אותו, בלילה אין מברכים אותו, יבלס השם only during the day, not at night, אלא לומר לך, כל יום ויום, תן לו מעין ברכותיו. Every day and day, you got to give different ברכות. We have different תפילה for weekday, different תפילה for שבת, for ראש חודש, for יום טוב. הכנה here also, רבי יהודה holds, כל מין ומין, תן לו מעין ברכותיו. Each species and species of the food, you should give the similar ברכה to it. ואומר רב זרע ויתמר רב חנינא בר פפא, בוא כמנסי שלא את מידת הקדוש ברוך הוא מידת בשר ודם. The word measure of Hashem is not like regular people. מידת בשר ודם, כלי ריקן מחזיק, מלא אינו מחזיק. Regular people, when you have a full container, vessel, it cannot contain more. But when you have an empty container, it contains. כלי ריקן, an empty vessel, מחזיק. מלא, if it's full, אינו מחזיק. אבל הקדוש ברוך הוא אינו כן. For הקדוש ברוך הוא, it's the opposite. מלא מחזיק, only if it's full, it can contain. ריקן, if it's empty, אינו מחזיק, cannot contain. למה שנאמר, והיה אם שמוע, תשמע. If you're going to listen, you're already full, then you will listen more. ואם שמוע, if you're going to be full, תשמע. You will listen more. ואם לאו, לא תשמע. And if you're not going to be listening, you're empty, you're not going to be able to listen more. So those who are full with Torah and relate Torah can listen more Torah. Those who are empty cannot receive Torah. דבר אחר, different pshat for the word אם שמוע בישן, תשמע בחדש. אם שמוע בישן, this is unbelievable what you're doing over here. If you're gonna תשמע את הדברים הישנים שלמדת, you're gonna listen to all things you learned. That's how, when you come early to the shiur for the חזרה and everything, and then תשמע בחדש, then the חדש, no, not you, then the חדש gonna come really deep inside of your body. ואם לפני לבבך, if you're not gonna go away, I have to go somewhere quick after the shiur, שוב, not you, שוב לא תשמע, then you're not gonna listen anymore. So in order for you to sustain something, you gotta be consistent, review it, get it well. It's unbelievable. Even the new one, you're gonna get better if you chazer the old one.
Rabbi, before the Mishnah, we never resolved the original machloket of what you say before when it's cooked. We're on with the zayit.
Yeah, let's do it after the shiur because they're recording now.
Okay.
And they finished it.
Okay.
אמרת מכך אחר כך. תראה על פירות האילן בורא פרי אדמה, יצא. If he said on tree, on apple, האדמה, יצא. למה? The tree grows up fully on the ground. ועל פירות האורץ בורא פרי העץ, לא יצא. If he said on tomato, בורא פרי העץ, לא יצא, because it's not a tree. ועל כולם, all הברכות, אם by mistake he said, אם אמר שהכל נהיה בדברו, יצא, but only by mistake, not לכתחילה. You don't pay to the boss more than it is. Okay. The Gemara says, man tana deikar ilan arahi, who is the one who holds that the main sustaining of the tree is the land, it's the dirt, it's the land. Amar Rav Nachman ben Yitzchak, that's according to Rabbi Yudai. The Tnan, yavesh ha'ma'ayan b'miktzat ha'ilan. If the ma'ayan, if the spring, if somebody sold his friend a land with that he had a river, a spring by, and he had the tree over there, and he used to water the tree from the river, v'niktzat ha'ilan, and the ilan got cut off. So he had ilan, and it got cut off, and he had vegetables were coming from the tree. I'm sorry, not what. He had fruits coming from the tree, but it dried out. In such a case, when you're going to bring the vegetables, this is a tree without a land. So he said, Mavi ve'eno kore.
How is it a tree without
What?
a land?
מה אתה אומר?
How is it a tree without a land?
Aviv?
How is it a tree without land?
No, so first you had a tree, and then if you have a tree and it dries out, so the halacha is that if I sold you a tree and it dries out, you have no right in the land. Yeah, that's halacha. So if I sold you only a tree in my land, we'll see the Baba Kama in 7 years more. And I sold you a tree and it dried out. So you have no more tree. Do you still have a right on the land? No, because you have no tree.
But I never bought no land, I bought trees then.
No, but that's why he hold that since you bought tree and you have no land, that's why you have no land. You have only tree. If the tree dried out,
completely standing in the land?
yeah, you have no right for the land. And therefore, when you bring the bikurim on the tree, you cannot say likro bikurim, because part of the mikra bikurim, the reading of bikurim, you think Hashem toda rabba, everything you gave me, ve'et ha'adama asher natata li, the land that you gave me.
You don't have
But
land.
if you have no right on the land.
So you can't bring the
So you
pelotas.
can bring, but you don't say the litany of bikurim. Mikra bikurim.
But you're
You're
saying
bringing
if it's,
bikurim,
if
you
it's
don't
still
say.
providing fruits, it's obviously not dry.
No, it provides fruits, and now after you cut it, it doesn't have, it dried out. So at this point, when you bring it to bikurim, it's not, you have no more land. That's according to Tana Kama. The Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Mavi vekore. Rabbi Yehuda hold, he can bring and read, because he hold that he still has a right on the land. The land is part of the tree. If I sold you a tree, what did I sold you with a tree? Land. So even if the tree dried out, you still have an ownership on the land to plant another tree. And therefore you can bring Mikra Bikurim. So you see, Rabbi Yehuda is the one who holds that the tree and the land connected. If I sell you a tree, the land is part of it. So therefore, if you sell by mistake the bracha on a tree, fruit, Adama, you're yotze because the land is part of the tree.
When you say dried out, it means you took the fruits out, right?
No, the tree dried out.
Because it's dead
No,
tree, you're saying.
Dead
Dead
tree.
tree.
Dead tree.
How would you buy a dead tree?
No,
Oh, it
you
was
bought,
before.
it was alive, but then you
Okay,
got
got you.
Then it was stored. Okay, ועל פירות הארץ, on the fruit of the land. What's a bracha on the fruit of the land? בורא פרי
Adobe.
האדמה. So if he said בורא פרי העץ, יוצא או לא יוצא? לא יוצא. What's the חידוש? פשיטא דתשנא supposed to be יוצא, לא? נכון? The Gemara says, אמר רב נחמן בר יצחק, לא נצרכה אלא לרבי יהודה. That's a חידוש. This חידוש that we not יוצא, is according to רבי יהודה, דאמר חיטה מין אילני. He hold that חיטה, wheat, it's type of a tree. Since he hold that wheat is type of a tree, according to him, we need to be מחדש. That if you said העץ on wheat, you are not יוצא. What is, רב נחמן בר יצחק, דתניא, אילן שאכל ממנו אדם הראשון. What is the tree that השם told אדם הראשון not to eat and he ate? רבי מאיר אומר, גפן היה, it was grape. שאין לך דבר שמביא יללה על האדם, there is nothing that caused people to die, the overdose, אלא יין, only wine. שנאמר, it says בינוח, וישת מן היין, he drank from the wine, וישכר, and he got drunk. רבי נחמיה אומר, תאנה הייתה, it was a fig, שבדבר שנתקלקלו בו, נתקנו, with the tree that they messed up with, they fixed themselves with, שנאמר, ויתפרו עלי תאנה, they sewed the leaves of the תאנה. So they realize they ate from the tree, they realize they are naked, and they sewed from the tree of the תאנה. רבי יהודה אומר, חיטה הייתה, the tree was, חיטה was sweet. למה? שאין התינוק יודע לקרוא את אבא ואמא, עד שיתום טעם דגן. Child doesn't know to say אבא אמא until he start eating real food of bread. לכן זה נקרא עץ הדעת, לדעת, to distinguish. So since he, סל כדת החמין, we would have thought, הואיל ואמר רבי יהודה חיטה מן אילני, it's the tree that was ate for, maybe it's called also a tree, and if so, לברך עלי בורא פרי העץ, you can say ברכה on it, if you said בורא פרי העץ and should be fun, כמשמע לן, this is the definition, איך הם מדברכים בורא פרי העץ, what's the rule to define בורא פרי העץ for a tree, איך דכי שקלת ללפרי, if you're going to take the fruits, איתה לגבזווה, you'd still have the branch, exist, the branch, the stump, not the stump, the
Branch, no?
the trunk, the base, the trunk,
Oh, the trunk.
the trunk. The hadar mafik, and then it's going to bring fruits again. That's a definition of a tree. אבל אחד קשקת לפרי, לתלגב זה הדar mafik, but if you took out the fruit, if you take out the fruit, no more the trunk, then it's going to be, it's not going to come out again. The Gemara says, לא מברכים עלי בורא פרי העץ, אלא בורא פרי האדמה. Therefore, banana, the ברכה is בורא פרי האדמה. Even though it grows up, but after you finish, you cutting it, and a new one comes out. So only papaya also? Papaya. Yeah, papaya. So if anybody wants banana, Rafael has banana in his backyard. Not you, Rabbi Rafael. So you can have fun. He doesn't know what to do with it.
Really? I'll take them. I'll take all of them.